In this video, I'm going to be covering the essential chart trader tools. This is a product, a part of my enhanced chart trader family for the NinjaTrader platform that covers all sorts of things related to your ATM strategy, related to position sizing, quickly, again, managing both entry and exit orders within the NinjaTrader platform. So again, if you compare this with the standard chart trader, this is what you would have on the NinjaTrader platform. I also have a basic chart trader tools product, which I covered in a previous video. And today we're going to cover the more advanced essential chart trader tools. Let's get started. Looking at the one-click entry orders feature, I simply move my mouse to the right side and I can begin placing orders. So here you can see I've got a sell stop limit, another sell stop limit. Below the market, I can buy limit. I can close all and cancel these. To switch to a sell, I would just move to the bottom and now I'm sell ready. Same thing up here, switch to the top, I'm going to be buy ready. So this is a way to place orders with a single click, pending orders in the chart window. The ATM Strategy quick select buttons. That's this set of buttons right here. So rather than using a drop down to select your ATM strategy, which you can do, and you can see I've got a whole mess of strategies in here that I need to go through and consolidate. I can now just click, so I have here a 10 tick. You can see how it is changing the ATM strategy immediately as I click the button. New for this set is if I scroll my mouse wheel, I can now have up to 3 sets. So if I scroll down, I now change to the next set, and down is yet another set, so up to 12 buttons. On the first row of buttons, I've set my own custom labels, which you can do. The second set, when I scroll my mouse wheel, is just set to the quantity. It's displaying the quantity for the strategy. Now you see if I hover my mouse, I can see the name of the strategy that's configured. And then the third row, I have not configured any strategies except a break even. So another feature of these buttons is you can set any of these 12 buttons to be a break-even button also. And if you've seen this in the last video, you know that we can configure this close button to be a break-even button as well. But just another option to add a break-even button up here. So these buttons are very robust. Again, you'll see with the quantities when we cover position sizing. It's kind of nice to see the quantity right here, or you can see your own custom labels on these ATM Strategy Quick Select buttons. So I just want to say a special welcome to my existing customers and just say thank you if you've already purchased this. If you own the professional chart trader tools, which includes every product built into the enhanced chart trader. Again, I want to hear you in the comments. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know what features you like. Again, we just covered a brand new feature, the ability to expand from 4 to 12 ATM Strategy Quick Select buttons. I think it's amazing. A lot of you requested that. Now, going forward in this video, I'm going to cover at least 2 new ideas that I have that I'm going to promise to implement, which I'm excited about. But also, it's just going to be a good refresher. You're going to see the position sizing. You're going to see the ATM strategy planning features. And so I hope this helps you. But yeah, I just want to ask you to please, I would love your participation in the comments. Thanks, you guys. Next up, the ATM strategy planning. So you probably noticed as I was showing the quick select buttons, we've seen on the chart our ATM strategy is being displayed. So let's just go ahead and place a sell order. Here we can see our target and our stops before the trade occurs. We can move them around. So let's say I want to put my stop, or my target, way down here. And I'm only going to risk 20 points on this trade. Let's say I want to risk a little bit more. Whatever it is, you can pre-plan your target and your stop for the trade. You can also use the R button right here to reset this. So let's say you want to go back to what was the standard setting for this ATM, 20-point target and stop. If I click this, the order is replaced and we're back to where we started with 20-point target, 20-point stop. So that is the ATM strategy planning. You can also pre-plan a trade. So let's say I want to plan out the trade before I even get into it. I would click here, which launches the trade. Now I can even move the short entry. So I can move the short entry up and plan this trade with no pending live order. So there's no live order pending right now, whereas there was before. So being able to sell now, right here with this button, we can place the sell. So now our sell is working with our planned stop and our planned target. We'll take a look with 4 targets, same thing. I've got my plan right here. Again, I can pre-adjust my stop and every single target to where I want it to be, and then when I hit place sell, my order goes live, and now I'm ready with wherever I've set my targets and stops. When this order is filled, we're going to see the targets and stops that have been customized. You can see I continue moving them. This is ATM strategy planning. Cancel the order. You can see I've still got my plan in place. If I were to use this red X right here, what's that going to do? It's going to reset. So now we're reset back to what the setting was for this ATM strategy. Now I'm going to show you guys another feature here, which is ATM strategy requirements. So I've enabled it in the settings now, but again, with any time you can actually use this button here to just clear out your ATM strategy or select the ATM strategy that was selected last. That's here with this little button. But what's neat is about this is it will prevent you from even placing a trade. So if you have this configured, you can't even click any of these buttons. You can see how I'm trying to place trades and it won't let me because I set it to require an ATM strategy. So what does this do? How many times have you guys gotten into a trade when you forgot to set your ATM strategy? This is going to prevent that, right? It's a fail-safe. It literally will not let you place a new trade at all unless you have an ATM strategy selected. So as I select this, now we can actually place our trade. So pretty neat safety feature there. Yeah, so ATM strategy planning, something that potentially you've seen in TradingView where you're kind of presetting your targets and stops. I've brought it to NinjaTrader. Let me ask you guys, if you're enjoying this content, help me out, like this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and also subscribe so you can get future updates. I'm working at posting a video once a week where I'm going to continue to update you and just showcase different things that I'm working on. So definitely subscribe. Thanks. Let's continue. Now, I want to point out the risk-reward features, which you may have already noticed, but when we're doing ATM strategy planning, this is new as of a month ago, I've got some risk-reward numbers on here. So you can see as I move this down, it's 3. We're looking at 3 times, and I'm going to try and move this. I don't want to get filled on this trade. We're just going to keep moving it up. But you can see we've got 3 times, 4 times, 4.5. This is showing our risk reward stop versus profit target. Now, I love casting vision in videos like this because I see a vision for this in the future of locking this risk reward. So the idea is if you would turn it on as you're moving the stop, what would happen? You'd be moving your profit target as well. When you have risk reward locked, let's say you always want to have a reward of 2 to a risk of 1, for instance. A risk reward of 2 times reward compared to what you're risking. When you move this stop, you want to see it move the profit target, right? So right now it doesn't do that. So far I've just got the number displaying, but that is coming soon. It's going to happen. So just want to point out the areas being filled here, like the red area that we can see, and you can turn this back on right here to keep that displayed. You can change the number of seconds it displays, by the way. It disappears just to keep the chart decluttered. But as we're looking at this, the fill areas can be adjusted. That's part of the risk reward feature, is this green fill, the red fill as well. So you can turn those off and adjust all of this visually in the settings. But yeah, I'm excited to keep expanding the risk reward because I think this is powerful. Thinking about the way I trade is like always having your risk reward set, and then as you change the size of your stop, you must change the size of your target. So that's risk reward features with more stuff coming soon. And just a reminder, I love doing features based on what my customers request. So as you become a customer, I will be adding features based on what you need. Assuming it's reasonable and within like our list of requirements, it's pretty standard, it'll happen. So yeah, I'm excited just to continue developing this stuff, really feeling like I'm hitting some momentum right now, and it's pretty exciting. So as a reminder, if you've seen the basic chart trader tools, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I just want to show this real quick. You can attach orders to plots. So when that's enabled, I can actually move this around, and you can see here I can attach this order to the 5-minute 20 EMA. Or here we have a 132 EMA. Just by clicking, when the yellow dot appears, the order is now attached and trailing with the plot or the moving average. So I can cover that in more detail in another video, but just wanted to throw that nugget in there. Position sizing. This is probably the craziest feature of the whole thing, is being able to size your positions based on the size of your stop loss. So with micros, this is extremely powerful, being able to do this. So in this case, I've got it set to risk $200 per trade. You can also set this by percentage of the account. So right here, I can change the percentage of my account, or we can switch back into a strict dollar amount per trade. We'll leave it to $200 for this demonstration. So let's just turn size on and take a look. So as soon as I turn it on, I can now see here, we'll go ahead and just plan a trade. Let's go ahead and hit this. We'll work at planning a short trade. So as I'm setting this trade, I can change the size of my stop. So you can see if I have a 10-point stop, I've got 10 contracts. 15-point stop is going to be 6 contracts. 20-point stop is now 5. 30-point stop is 3. What's that doing? It's sizing our position based on our risk, which is $200 for this trade. And even as I move this around, my position size is immediately changing. So look how it's 4 contracts, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. When I drop it, the whole trade changes to 8. You can see we've got 8 contracts selected right here. So as I'm planning a trade out, I can now size my trade automatically based on the size of my stop loss, right? So the size of my stop loss changes, the number of contracts I trade changes to keep my risk at or below $200. This has come a long way. I'm really proud of where this is at, the position sizing feature. Also, just know if you don't have labels configured on these buttons, so I'll scroll to the second row, it's showing the position sizing numbers here. So if I turn this off, these are all 1 contract trades, right? Based on how my ATM is configured. If I click through these, we've got different sizes of targets and stops again. But if I turn position sizing on, now I'm seeing the number of contracts that it's going to trade based on the configured size. Even as I change this, the number of contracts changes immediately because now we're risking $300. So we have a different number of contracts based on the stop loss of the ATM strategy. So again, just scrolling through these buttons. I mean, I'm scrolling this up and down. So as we change the amount, you see how the size is changing for each button. I'll go back to 200. Now as I click on here, now we're scrolling through these again. So we have 12 pre-configured ATM strategies here. But just wanted you guys to see that if you leave this set to show you the quantity for the trade, you're going to see the quantities based on position sizing in advance. Let's have one more discussion on a coming soon feature that I would love to see. A few of my customers requested this. I haven't got it done yet, but let's take a look. So if I launch a plan right here by clicking on this, we have a new plan in place, and I can go ahead and move my targets and stops around. So let's say I want my stop to be above this high, and I want my target to be down here at this low. And I'm going to get in at market. So what's happening here technically as we're moving around is the size of our position would be changing, right? So this is a coming soon feature that's going to be sick, right? But our entry would be moving around, and as it's moving around, the size of our stop is changing. As the size of our stop changes, the size of our position changes, right? So I don't know if I'm like, y'all are tracking, but this is going to be so cool because now you're able to plan a trade with a market entry. So now as the market's coming up higher, my entry is better. My stop loss is going to be less because no matter what, my stop is going to be above this high. So we would have, basically, I'll just move this. We would have an automatic adjustment of the entry continually as the stop, if the stop stays at the same price. What's going to happen is the number of contracts we can trade changes. So now if our entry's up here, the stop would have remained here. We can now trade 4 contracts because the entry continues to come up, right? So this is going to be a neat feature, just seeing the entry bounce around while the stop and the target are in place. And then obviously when you hit the market button or the place button over here, if it's set to market, you get into the trade with the right number of contracts based on where your pre-planned stop and target is located. So I'm excited to get that one in there as well. I know a lot of you guys have requested that, and so I'll be working on that, and we'll do another position sizing video when some of these things are updated. But I love just talking about the potential for this, right? It's come a long way, it's ready. It's working great, but there's some things that are just going to make it even more next level. Next, I'm going to show the close partial button. This has a couple different features. One's based on percent, so we can go 10%, 25%, or 50% just by scrolling the mouse wheel. So let's say I am going to take one of these trades. It's a 10 contract trade. I'll just sell market for this example, but once we're in the trade, we can just use this button to close 50% of the trade. It's going to immediately close and then also adjust the size of our orders. So I'll do it again. Let's close another 50%. Same thing. And then we can just hit close all. What about closing out targets? Now you can see I've got the button configured where it says close T1. It's automatically going to know what your nearest target is. So if I want to close target 1, I'll just click the button and it closes target 1. Next up, target 2, followed by target 3 and target 4. Using that close partial button, you can either close a percent of your position or you can have it configured to close the nearest available target. The hide account button is right here. You can click this to hide or show your account. And I just want to comment on this. I only have a few Apex evaluation accounts in here. I am going to be getting back into trading soon. I feel like my software products are getting to the point where they're more complete, getting things under control, trying to get a few people on my team to help take care of all the requests I get from you guys, whether it's a sales question or like a support question. I want to make sure everyone's taken care of, especially my customers. And so that's the focus right now is like the massive growth that I've seen with the trade copier, the chart trader. Both platforms are really getting a lot of momentum here lately. It's been exciting. That being said, I want to get back into trading. I got that goal of getting that $40,000 payout across 20 accounts with Apex, and I won't quit until I've reached that goal and more, really. There's no quitting. What there is just continual progress. And I know you guys want to see me actually use the tools for profit, and I want to deliver on that as well. Yeah, so that's it for this video. If you can't tell, I've been really pumped up lately. Just lots of momentum, new customers, and great things happening in my software products. Just a little plug as well. I've got the chart NinjaTrader, which we looked at, but also the trade copier. So this is my accounts dashboard. You've got the ability to copy trades across multiple accounts with risk management features as well. So check that out in some other videos. But yeah, thanks for watching and making it all the way to the end. Again, if you could leave me a comment, I'd be so grateful. I'll see every single one. And yeah, I just want to say thanks and be watching for more videos coming soon. Grateful. Thanks, you guys.